Hello everyone, this is Andrew at the Wyoming Dinosaur Center and welcome to a very special Fossil Friday. Today we're going to be dealing with a medical issue to raise awareness of osteoporosis because today is National Osteoporosis Day. It's a degenerative bone disease that affects the more elderly members of our society, so we thought we'd do our part of the Dinosaur Center by talking about osteoarthritis. We don't have any bones with osteoporosis, so we'll make do. Osteo is close enough. So yes, the topic of today's Fossil Friday is this fascinating piece, this Camarasaurus phalange, or bone of one of the feet or the toes or whatnot. So, what does osteoarthritis, how does this afflict humans and dinosaurs? It's a condition that we both share. Well, to understand that, we have to take a look at something like the hand of a Camarasaurus right here. So osteoarthritis is a degenerative bone disease, again, that happens with age. What happens is that between our bones and things like our hands, our toes, our limbs, there's not just bone rubbing up against bone, there's a layer of protective cartilage separating each of these bones. That's why everything can move so fluidly. But as we get older, this cartilage layer between the bones starts to break down. And as a result, you do have bone rubbing up against bone. And this can cause a lot of issues as people get older. It can cause the joints to become much stiffer. It can cause a lot of pain. It decreases mobility. These are all conditions that affect that osteoarthritis affects in humans. Now, there are a lot of factors that contribute to osteoarthritis. Genetics can be a big part of that, but age seems to be the main factor, which is only natural. As you get older, your body begins to deteriorate. Wow, what a pleasant thought. But yes, that cartilage begins to deteriorate, those bones begin to rub together, and we suffer adverse effects as a result. Now, again, this is mainly an age-related condition. So if humans get old and have osteoarthritis as a result of that, wouldn't it make sense to say that dinosaurs suffered from osteoarthritis as well? Because dinosaurs could live for really long times too. And not just long times in comparison to a human life. A human lives on average 70 to 80 years. Dinosaurs probably didn't live quite as long as that, at least most species, but old is a relative term. 30 years would be old for something like a Tyrannosaurus or a Triceratops. So what about a Camarasaurus here? Well, we're fortunate enough that we have found bones with very clear evidence of osteoarthritis. And how do we know that's the case? Well, this toe bone gives us a good example. So you can see the toe bone structure right here. Nice and round, one of the parts of the hand. But you can also see these weird protuberances along the edges. These are called osteophytes, or bone spurs. Get the title now. These bone spurs are bony growths that occur along the edges of these joints. And that's where osteoarthritis mainly occurs, is along these joints. But these bone spurs are a result of bones rubbing up directly against each other. It's a bony response to what's happening as a result of that cartilage layer breaking down. This inflammation, if you will, as a result of osteoarthritis. Now, what's really neat is that looking at this bone on its own, we might not be able to tell that it's afflicted with osteoarthritis. The reason we know is because this is a well-observed condition in humans. So we can look at the bones of humans who have been afflicted with osteoarthritis, after death, of course. It'd be kind of hard to do that while they're still alive, and see that the structures, while not identical, are extremely similar. And again, this is not a condition that affects just mammals or affects just humans. It's a condition that affects all old creatures. So we can see these similar structures and get a much better idea of what's going on. So it's actually by looking at human biology, by conditions that afflict us today as humans, that we can begin to understand a little bit more about dinosaur biology. So just think about that. Humans and dinosaurs not very closely related in the grand scheme of things, and yet a lot of the things that dinosaurs were afflicted by, we were afflicted by too. So what's the remedy for osteoarthritis? Well, again, it's Osteoporosis Day, but I don't know much about that. But osteoarthritis, if that's a condition you're worried about, a condition that's afflicting you right now, just stay active and eat right. Those are two of the best things you can do for yourself. Although, well, these guys were vegetarian. That's the definition of eating right. And they stayed active their whole lives. So how'd they get arthritis? But wait a minute, that's, I guess, don't live long? Well, no, certainly live as long as you can, but it's like, seek the consultation of a medical professional. So I think that about wraps up today. So arthritis, it afflicts dinosaurs, it afflicts humans. Perhaps we're a little bit more similar than we give ourselves credit for. So hope you liked today's video. I hope you'll spread this medical awareness message by sharing this video, leaving a comment, liking, or I don't remember what it's called when you leave the smiley face or the laughy face. It's emoting. I don't know. But share this video. Let us know what you think. So we'll be back next week. So until then, this is Andrew at the Wyoming Dinosaur Center, keeping your Friday fossiliferous.